Hello, how you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good afternoon, doing good.
Maybe Joe.
What's up?
So, starting this game Sunday, you will become the first player at your age to start at that position every game of the season. And I'm curious how meaningful that is to you to sort of redefine the boundaries, with those guys.
With that, yeah, it's that's good to be available to the team. That's what I try to do, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing that with me. Hopefully, we keep it going. Yeah, made a lot of progress, and this is an important time of the year. So, as important as the first game of the year is, so is the last game. It's really essentially a playoff game for us. So, I'm happy to be out there starting, and hopefully I can go out there and play well.
Everything. Oh, God, sorry. I was just going to say Steve DeBerg, Vinny Testaverde, and Warren Moon are the other quarterbacks that had started at least one game older than 42. So just to add on to the story, I mean, do you know those guys at all, and what are your thoughts on that?
I know Warren. I know Vinny obviously played with him, and those guys were great quarterbacks. I heard a lot about them when I was younger because Coach Belichick, I played with Doug Flutie and played with Vinny. So had some exposure to older quarterbacks and loved my time with both those guys. And I'm still keeping in touch with both of them. And they're just great guys. So had a lot of presence and command, and feel like I've learned a lot from a lot of guys that really from everyone I've played with, I've taken something.
Earlier this week, Devin was talking a little about, last year you guys were able to get going after the 9-5 and then keep that going and comparing it to last year. One thing he said he learned, and you're always trying to learn, was the ability of a team to fill the bucket each week this time of year and then to completely empty that bucket and then do it again, how difficult it is, but how important that is.
Yeah, I think the thing about the football season is it's 16 individual games, but in the end it's a long span of practice, play, and I said before it's like a marathon, and you have these individual sprints within the marathon, and it's really about the competitiveness that you bring on a weekly basis. So everyone has the competitiveness through the first 4 games, through the first 8 games, and probably toward the end of the year, you probably get a little second wind, because things kind of are a bit more clear as you go through the season. So it's good to be at this point. Everyone's worked really hard, but the point for all of us is to go out there and win and do the best we could possibly do. So I'm excited for this team to take the field on Sunday. We've got a lot to play for. It's a huge game for us, and really to get to 13-3 is a great accomplishment. It's very hard to do. So, we got a lot at stake, and we got to go play like it.
Does your demeanor change this time of year? I heard, some of your teammates were talking about you giving a speech before the game last weekend. Is it because of the urgency, and now we're talking about these are playoff games essentially?
Well, yeah, and a lot of guys, I just would say a lot of guys talk at different times. I've been around a little bit, so I kind of pick my spots because I think if you speak too much and then loses a little of its loses a little bit of the timing. So I try to pick the right time to express the things that are important, that I feel are important, and everyone does that. We have coaches who do that. As a veteran player, as a captain, I feel like that's good knowledge for me to share, and that's just us going out there and understanding what's at stake. And I think everybody puts a lot aside. I think we all do. We all have jobs, and I don't have, I have a lot of grown-up issues. You deal with kids and family and life things, and a lot of younger guys don't. That's just the reality. And when you're an older player, you don't take those things for granted because you realize the things that you're putting off are very important and things that you can't get back. And the longer you do it, you try to express to them that these are important things, and if it's important for me to sacrifice for them, they got to do the same. And that's the reality of football. Is it takes on part of your life because this is you play for a long period of time during the season. It's not their games are scheduled every Sunday, so they take precedent over basically everything else. And it's a lot of important things we're doing, and trying to do the right thing.
We're doing a story on Joe Cardona. I know you spent some time with him. Talk about how he balances football and his naval career and the respect you have and what lessons you've learned from Joe.
Yeah, we've all learned a lot from Joe and his service to our country, and he does it quite a bit in the summer, and just it's a real full-time job that he's got. So he's a great player. He obviously has a great military career as a lieutenant, and we're all proud of him. And he's just a great person. Glad to call him a teammate.
What was it like being at the swearing-in where you were at the ceremony last June?
It was great, very powerful, and you just understand the oath that he's taken, and proud of him and all of his accomplishments, and those of all of our, service members.
Tom, do you remember the first opposing player to ask you for your jersey after a game?
I don't remember the first one, but it's a pretty popular thing to do now these days, so got to kind of get with the program. But yeah, there's a lot of jersey swaps these days, but it's probably, I don't know, been going on 7, 8 years. I don't know. You guys probably know better than me.
Do you have to get extras made at the beginning of a year, or
Yeah.
have a stash?
Yeah, they do. We end up paying for them because they're expensive, but it's nice gesture.
With some uncertainty about your future contract status, have you kind of approached this weekend differently, or kind of these last few weeks any differently? Just thinking about the future, or just kind of focused on the week?
Yeah, I would say no different than how I've approached it for the last 20 years. Try to do the best I can do and help our team win, be a great player, and have a winning attitude. Try to bring it to the field.
Tom, earlier this week you posted on Instagram that you're blocking Tre'Davious White, and he left a comment like, "Oh, Tom, if we tried to hit you like that, we'd be getting a fine." How do you react when the other players give an impression like, "Oh, you can't hit Tom," like the refs are protecting him?
I was just trying to have a little fun, that's all. Take E-Rob's comment, which I thought was pretty great, and have a little fun with it. So, Tre'Davious is a great player. He does a great job. Yeah, I don't take offense to anything anyone says.
I was looking at the stats. Have you had a roughing the passer call thrown on you from a hit this year?
I don't know. You guys probably know better than me. I'm not sure.
Tom, you look at the Patriots, they're 12-3 in AFC. 49ers, one of the better teams in the NFC with one of the best records led by Jimmy.
Yep.
How much have you sort of kept in touch with him and followed him since he's into the team? What are your thoughts on what he's doing?
Yeah, kind of always keep in touch with different guys, and I actually saw Brian and Jacoby today on FaceTime. They were FaceTiming each other, so yeah, I've had so many great players that I played with that are on other teams, and I talked to Matt Castle, talked to Hoy, Jimmy, Jacoby, all the guys that I play with. I feel like I'm still buddies with, so it's cool. You share a room with these guys for a long time. We got a lot in common, and just been great friends.
Strange question. When you leave the locker room and walk down to come out to the tunnel, what kind of things over the years do you think about? Is specifically one thing every single game, or is it just the emotion of getting ready to go out there and do what you do? What kind of things have you thought about over the years?
Well, again, I think we play once a week and we play 3 hours a week, so you try to, just gear up for that moment. So, you're pretty focused at that time. It's, the night meetings, the morning meetings, you get all your stuff ready to go, and then, you get a chance to finally go out there and play. So, you warm up, you're anxious, but then to get a chance to go out there and play is, very exciting.
Speaking of Navy, Tom, do you think the midshipmen will give you guys some good mojo using your plane
I hope so, yeah.
heading down to Liberty Bowl?
I hope so. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be great. Yeah. When is that game?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're rooting for them. So, all right, thank you guys.
Tom, I know you and Coach are always kind of focused on, the here and now, but how much fun was it to take a moment to reflect when you were on set for the NFL 100? I know that's premiering tonight. How much of an honor was that to be chosen for that team?
That was great. Yeah, it was very cool, and I won't spoil any of the details, but it was just a cool experience because I've been a part of some, things the NFL has done over the years, and they kind of make a big production out of a lot of these things. And it's pretty neat to be a part. There was a commercial I did last year. It was here right before we left for the Super Bowl. At Super Bowl 50, I went out with all the other Super Bowl MVPs, and I got booed by all the Denver fans as I went on the field. I remember that. but that was cool doing it in my hometown. So there's a lot, just a lot of cool experience. I never thought I'd be playing 20 years in the NFL, and certainly never thought I'd be playing on, picked to that team. But just played with a lot of great teammates and, great coaches and a great organization, and played for Mr. Kraft, and it's been pretty sweet. So thank you guys.
I can't believe I do this. Still, do you still feel like that, like a little kid at times? Like, I can't believe I'm part of this team, or I do this.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I feel like that every day. I mean, I go out there and I play. I'm throwing the ball around to these receivers, and you think, man, I'm just. When I was a kid, I'd be in the parking lot at Candlestick, throwing the football with my friends. Now I'm throwing to the best athletes in the world, and then getting paid for it. Think, hey, can you guard this guy? And we're gonna run this route and try to complete it. And that's what we did when we were kids. And in a lot of ways, I'm still doing it as a kid, and I feel like a kid. And I think it's important to still look at it like that. So, thank you, appreciate it.